everybody, and welcome to the Fighting's Final. I am your host, Mike Laro. Tale of two different games today, guys. Tale of two different games. Phillies split the doubleheader today. We're going to go over game one first before we get into the brutal game two that we just witnessed. I will have to say the Phillies pitching in these two games today really kind of worried me a little bit. Zach Wheeler did not look like himself today. Neither, again, Christopher Sanchez is still struggling. But we're going to break down game one of this day-night doubleheader, which was at 1 o'clock this afternoon. It would be Christopher Sanchez against A.J. Smith-Shreve, which, by the way, A.J. Smith-Shreve got sent back to the minors literally after his start. So he came up from Gwinnett, started, pitched 2 innings, and was right back on a plane flying back down to Gwinnett. But we're going to start off with more or less, give me 1 second here. We're going to start off. Phil's get the scoring going early in game one, bottom of the third. As we're looking at it. Oh, Rafael Marchand, who basically the first game was the Rafael Marchand game. He would hit a 2-run home run, put the Phillies up 2-0. That would stick till the bottom of the fifth, where the Phillies would tack on another run. They would tack on another run on a Trey Turner RBI single. Then the top of the sixth, Ronald Acuna, the Philly killer himself, he would hit an RBI single. Sean Murphy, who had a pretty big game one himself for the Braves. He would hit an RBI single, cutting the deficit to 3-1. Literally a few batters later, Acuna would already hit another RBI single, cutting the lead down to 3-2, and that would stay until the bottom of the seventh. And bottom of the seventh, Kyle Schwarber would go yard, his league leading 20th home run, I believe. Let me double check that real quick. Let me see. Schwarber. I believe he went 20. He's got 19. So he hit his 19th home run of the year. And that would give the Phillies a 4-2 lead. But then that guy Murphy, who again had a pretty good game one himself, would hit a home run, making it 4-3, and then Harris would hit an RBI double, tying the game at 4. And this is where it gets kind of crazy. The Braves bullpen in this game, in the late innings, really had sloppy pitching here in game one. Bottom of the eighth, Marchand would get hit by a pitch, and Rojas would come in to score, giving the Phillies a 5-4 lead. Romano will come on in the ninth inning. Shaky ninth inning for Romano. He would end up walking the bases loaded. And that was it was really bad. He would get the bases loaded before he would end up literally getting the strikeout to finish off game one. The Phillies would go on to win that game 5-4. The Braves had 4 runs, 13 hits, no errors. Phillies 5 runs, 10 hits, no errors. So I'm definitely doing that, just covering game one really quick. Guys, there was no post game for the first game today. So this is why, if you guys are wondering why I'm talking about a game that happened close to 9 hours ago now, I had the final for tonight. So the head honcho in charge, Matty B, was like, hey, make sure you talk about game one. So I took my notes and wrote everything down from game one, and this is what happened. So this is how it is. Let me check your comments real quick. So the Phillies win game one, 5-4, kind of shaky in the ninth. I'm going to go through some of your comments real quick. Star Wars checking in says, this was disappointing for Wheeler. Yeah, we're about to get into that for game two, because it really was disappointing. He looked good the first probably 2.5 innings. He started to go down a little bit towards the back end of the third inning, and then he just really had a bad inning, really the fourth inning, and the Braves smacked them around a little bit. So you got to give that Braves lineup a little tip of the cap because they get paid to play too. And I look at it this way: they played them 6 times right now, and they're 4-4 against them. So I mean, it is make sure they can. Hmm. Anyway, sorry, I had something pop up here in our stage area. Um, you know, yeah, they hit the ball, man. So yeah, it was disappointing. A lot of Braves injuries, yes. If you listen to me over the weekend, when I was with you guys early Sunday morning, I said don't sleep on the Braves. I think the Braves can literally come back and overtake the Mets and still give the Phillies a problem for this division. So like I said, the last two starts by Wheeler, I just felt like, you know, um, Star was saying Zach Wheeler's two shortest outings of the season are both against the Braves, 5.1 in each of his two starts. Yeah, he actually went 5.2 innings tonight. He got the second out in the inning, but I hear you on that one. Barb checking in. Hi, Barbara. She goes, wait, we're talking about a game one from 8 hours ago? Yes, we are. I just gave a little synopsis of that reasoning. I was the only guy on to do tonight. Pat was supposed to do um, the game last night, but if you guys noticed, Pat was doing his Union soccer show tonight with Steve. So this is why I'm commenting on both games. I just did just a quick recap of game one. Not really going to dive too much into that, but she said thought this was live. It is live. I am here live and in color. Sarver says 8 saved. Mets open the season. The Mets open season on Phillies batters. You know what? I look at it like this. Everyday Mets. I can their pitching hold up? Now I know the Mets got some guys coming back too. They got Minaya supposed to be coming back. I'm trying to remember the other guy. They just got Fontenez, Frankie Fontenez, I believe is his name. The guy they traded for from the A's. He's supposed to be coming back. So I think the Mets are going to get a little bit better. They got to get Juan Soto going. That dude is just not hitting for them at all. And I'll tell you what, I think it's going to be a hell of a 3-team race, man. I really do. I think it's going to go down. The Mets ain't going to go away. I like to joke about the Mets and say, that they're going to Met, 86 and forever. I will still say that to the day I die, but I'm also a realist. The Mets do have a very good team, and they're right there at the top in the NL with the Phillies. Barb saying still pretending the Braves are any good. Listen, on May 29th, we can probably say that, Barbara, but I will put my reputation on it that I think the Braves will be there come August, September. Would it shock me if you're looking at it and out of the 7 teams that make the postseason, that 3 come from the West, 3 come from the East, and only 1 comes from the Central? It wouldn't shock me. It really wouldn't. And so Phillies do not retaliate. The Mets, the Dodgers open season on Phillies batters. Yeah, they didn't retaliate this time. You know what I mean? And if Harper didn't feel like I think this all goes back to Harper. I don't think it was intentional. If you watch it, Strider's still getting his arm back. I mean, this is a guy, just coming off of Tommy John surgery and pitching really well. Like I'm sorry, I don't think it was intentional. I think if Harper would have thought it was intentional, best believe somebody would have thrown back. You don't think Harper's not going to go into that clubhouse and go, "Yeah, that was done intentional," you know? So no, I don't think so. Uh, she said, "When was the last time you played a team with a winning record? Brewers are mediocre too." Yeah, I will agree with that. The Brewers are mediocre. Um, Even like coming into this series, like Atlanta's kind of mediocre. But if you look where Atlanta started and where they're coming back, I'll tell you what, Chris Sale looked really, really good tonight. So I mean, taken away from what I'm seeing, and as I flip the page and go over my notes for game number 2 as we get into this, but Chris Sale looked really, really good tonight. I mean, he had the Phillies hitters battled. He gave up 2 hits in 6 innings. So, I mean, again, but Barbara, to answer your question before I go into this, she said, "When was the last time Phillies played a team with a winning record? Brewers are mediocre too." It's just the way the schedule fell. I mean, if you look at the Mets when they played early on in the season, they had some gimme games too, like gimme series. So I mean, with the win in the first part of the doubleheader today, the Phillies secured their 13th series win of the season. So again, it's really kind of 1-on-1. I would have loved to have a sweep over the Braves. I love it. So, um, she said, haven't heard. I've heard the Brewers want to dump Hoskins' contract is up after this year. Yeah, they're looking to get rid of him. Um, believe it or not, there's been a lot of polls about the Phillies trying to reacquire him for the postseason. Uh, you know, trying to put him back at first, moving Bryce out to right field, and then moving Castellanos over to left. That's what's been talked about doing. So uh, that's some of the talking heads. I don't know if they'll try to trade for Reese. If they were to bring Reese Hoskins back, it would only be to help them get over the hump. Maybe let's say to go to a World Series, but I don't think they do need help in their everyday lineup. They do need another bat. I think. I think we need a more reliable bat. I like Reese. I love what he did for us, but we need a little more contact hitting going on here because there's just again the same issue that's been plaguing this team, and it's probably the two things that me and Matty B actually agree on is their hitting, their situational hitting. They need some more people that can put contact to the ball and drive in runs. But to me, if they're looking to move, you got to upgrade this bullpen because this bullpen cannot maintain throughout the season. There's just guys on here that just got to go. I've been saying it. Ruiz, Hernandez, Ross, they got to go. And the bad part about it is they're probably going to end up having to hold on to one or two of them. But I would like to see if they're going to bring some of these young pitchers up. Like if they're getting ready to bring up a Painter, slide Taiwan Walker into this bullpen. Make him come in and make him the long guy. You know what I mean? I think Strom should go back to the 7th inning. I really do. I think Strom should be a 7th inning guy. When he was a 7th inning guy, you know, uh, I think he was a lot better in that situation. I don't love him in the 8th inning. I kind of agree with Matty B said a night ago or 2 nights ago when he was doing this. So I want to see some of these young guys get a chance, whether it's Abel, whether it's Carpenter, bring them up, let them see what they have. So again, we'll have to wait and see what's going on with that. Star Wars checking in saying Bohm is doing good at first. He's doing okay. I mean, he came up playing first base. So the transition for him going over to third, when he was in Reading, he played first base. So, I wouldn't be surprised. It's probably like second nature to him. Hoskins is a terrible fielder too. He strikes out a lot. I wouldn't want to go for him. Yeah, I think it's just more of the retro thing about trying to bring him back. Star Wars checking in saying, Brett, do you guys got to go back down? Yeah, I heard he was going back down too. Joe Hale said Painter looked good today. Hey, that's awesome. That is awesome that he's looking good. Hey, look, the better he looks, the more quicker he can get up here. So, all right, guys, we're going to dive into game 2 now. Starters were Zach Wheeler and Chris Sale. You had the reigning National League Cy Young going up against the guy who was basically finished right behind him. So you had the 2 top Cy Young candidates from a year ago playing and or pitching against one another. Game was scoreless. First 3 innings were pretty good. They were just going back and forth. Wheeler had 5 Ks over the first 3 innings. And then the top of the 4th hit. And Austin Riley got it started, man. Zach started getting a little wild with his pitches. Austin Riley comes up, hits a 2-run single, puts Atlanta up 2-0. 2 batters later, Ozzie Albies comes up, hits a 2-run home run. And I don't know about you guys. I'm just going to say this now. Acuna, Albies, and Riley kill the Phillies every time. And you know who else is starting to join on to that too? Matt Olson. Matt Olson kills us. He was kind of quiet this series, but he kind of and Sean Murphy. Sean Murphy, for the love of God, he kills us too. So you got about 4 guys in that lineup that really just they doing damage to the Phillies. Ozuna's been known to kind of go off on the Phillies as well. So, but anyway, so after 4 innings, the Phils were down 4-0. We go top of the 6th. Luke Williams would hit an RBI single, driving in 2, and it would put the Atlanta Braves up 6-0 in this game. And then again, that guy Austin Riley hits a 2-run home run, putting the Braves up 8-0. As we hit the top of the 7th, stretch time, nothing goes down. Bottom of the 8th, the Phillies would answer back with 2 runs. JT Realmuto would knock in with an RBI single, and then Mundo Sosa also with an RBI single, cutting the Braves' lead to 8-2. Albies again, another one today. Another RBI single. Braves go up 9-2, and in the bottom of the 9th, Trey Turner would get an RBI single, making it 9-3. That would be the closest the Phillies would come. That's how this game would end. 9 runs, 8 hits for the Braves, 3 runs, 7 hits for the Phillies. So again, and the first 6 innings, they couldn't do nothing against Chris Sale. They really couldn't. So I'm going to take you into our Broad Street bottom line. Broad Street bottom line is this. Austin Riley, Albies combined for 7 runs in this game. Austin Riley had 4 runs batted in, 4 RBIs. Albies had 3. Matt Olson you can throw in there also for an RBI. So, again, really kind of like that middle of that lineup towards the bottom part, like middle, like from like 5-1 down, you're taking a look. Really kind of did a number on the Phillies today. Player of the game was Albies. I gave him, he got it started and he finished it. So I give him the players of the game. My personal record now in doing finals with the win today, early on, I was 8-3. Of course, we lose tonight. So I'm sorry, 9-3. I lost tonight. I'm now 9-4. So Matty B is still running away with it somewhere. Before we go around the bases, guys, I want to see what you guys are saying. Barb's saying Nola went on a 10-day injury list 7 days ago and not even doing a rehab thing. I think they removed him for a while. I think so too, Barb. I think they pretty much are going to turn around and tell him, hey, go, we're going to put you on this disabled list, but you're going to sit and, get your head right. Because even as much as I kind of bag on Nola a little bit because of him not being able to pitch early on in the season, you could tell it was weighing on him. I mean, the guy, they go out and finally get runs for him, and he throws probably his worst game ever. Same thing. Like, I have not been impressed with the Phillies starting pitching. The last 2 starts of Wheeler, the last 2 starts, Wheeler played against the A's the last time, so no. But Christopher Sanchez, his lines have been, the last 3 games have been like 5 innings, 5 or 6 strikeouts, 2 or 3 walks. He's right around there, and today he just looked off. So, I haven't been liking the Phillies starting pitching. The only one that's really seemed to be really kind of staying in focus, really has been 2. Taiwan's been pretty decent. And Jesus Luzardo. Like Luzardo for me, and I know Matty B will probably crush it because he's thinking I'm doing a homer take, but if you look at Jesus Luzardo's numbers right now, he's 5-0. He's got like a 2.17 ERA. Like, he's probably going to be our candidate right now for Cy Young. And I mean, up until this start, Zach Wheeler was right there. But again, for some odd reason, he just doesn't have it against this Braves team this year. Again, Joe, I believe Star Wars brought it up earlier on in the, earlier on that, both of his games this year, he went 5 in the third inning down in Atlanta and goes 5 2/3 here. So, again, I just hoping this Phillies team can get it figured out, man, especially with this bullpen. Star Wars said Iron Pigs had a double header today, too. Also, I kind of figured that because I don't even know where they're playing. I know they're on the road because when they showed when I seen the Painter highlights, they had their road unis on. So I don't know where they were, but wherever they were, they probably got hit with the same storm and stuff that we did. Stover said Thompson not pulling Wheeler when he said he would not pull him. Well, listen, sometimes you got to go out and take control of that. You're going to have to go and make sure if you're seeing something that the guy's not looking right, you got to go and take care. Your number one asset really is the team. So even if your best guy ain't got it one night, you got to let it go. All right, guys, we're going to take a trip around the bases, and it's not going to be real long because there wasn't that many games in the MLB today. Alrighty, guys. Well, you already know the two from here today, but I'll re-say them anyway. Earlier on, Phillies win 5-4 over the Braves in the early game. Late game, Braves come back and beat the Phillies 9-3. In Toronto, it was all Blue Jays today, 12-0 over the Athletics, over the Sacramento A's. In Houston, right now, in the bottom of the sixth, the Rays and the Astros are tied at 3. And out in Seattle right now, Nationals and Mariners, no score. So there you have it. There is your around the bases for Thursday night. So just a real quick, guys. We have a comment here. Hold on. She said Wheeler, Luzardo, Sanchez, Ranger would probably be the postseason starters. Yeah, right now, Barb, I would have to agree with you. They've earned the right to start in the postseason. But like I said, postseasons for me is I don't start looking at that till after the All-Star break. Right now, they've been playing pretty good, and they've been beating the teams they were supposed to be beating. And I'll tell you what, they took 2 out of 3 from Atlanta. So to me, that's kind of a good sign going forward. Now they got Milwaukee coming in. I don't think Milwaukee is as good as Atlanta. So I think the Phillies should get another 2 wins before they have to embark on their next road trip. So to me, I want to wait and see what's going on. Speaking of that Brewers series, that's right. You got P&M in the AM all weekend long. That's right. Friday night. I'm going to call Al Mr. Friday Night because that's Al's every Friday night. So Al will be dressed up in his City Connect uniforms that he loves so much. My partner, Pat, will be joining you guys Saturday night, and I will have the call Sunday afternoon. So I will be doing the Down on the Farm report that the boss Matty B will be providing and letting us know. So that is your lineup for this weekend for the Fightins final. Guys, just to give you a little short heads up, Matty B, where's he at? He's probably waiting for me to get done because it is Thursday. The final word will be getting ready to come on as soon as I'm done. So, guys, make sure you tune in and get in talk with Matty B. Another day in history. I'm pretty sure Matty will go over today. Today's the anniversary of Roy Halladay's perfect game down in Florida. So, Matty B, give you guys all the memories that where you guys were, because guess what? When he threw that no-hitter or that perfect game, it was also game 1 of the Stanley Cup between the Flyers and the Chicago Blackhawks. I remember vividly. We were watching both of them. Barbara saying, see you soon, Matty. Yes. So he will be on literally right after we're done this. And of course, guys, earlier tonight, you saw it. Pat and Steve were on talking about Union Soccer as the attacking third was on, but they are on every Thursday night here on It's a Wrap Sports Network. Sunday morning, it'll never be the same. That's right. Me and my knucklehead partner, Pat Bernard. Pat is everywhere. Okay, that's the only way I can put it. He's like a rash. He is just everywhere. So he will be on with me and Al Sunday morning. And for you guys tomorrow night, also 10:30 exclusively. Pat is going to go do the wraparound. I'm pretty sure he's going to be wanting to talk in some puck as the Flyers, in case you have not heard today, re-signed Tyson Forrester. I'm sorry, guys. I was bad with that. I had just seen it literally come across. And also Ian LePerriere staying with the organization. So that's a good thing. All righty, guys. I thank you guys for staying and tuning in, guys. This was a rough one to watch. So make sure you guys, like I said, tune in tomorrow. Big Al will be taking the Fightings final. Until then, guys, you all have a good night. I'm getting off of here because I'm tired. I want to go to bed because I just watched 2.5 games of baseball, or 1.5 games of baseball, and I want to hear what Matty B has to say. So for myself, Mike Lowe, thank you guys once again. Final score of Game 2, Braves 9, Phillies 3. We got to come back tomorrow and get them. Go Phils.